Neuvillette.
Medals of Peace, awarded to you and vote. Thank you for your continued dedication in the past 5 years. You've taken one small step.
I think I'll pass.
Hey, don't say that. We wouldn't have. It won't be long before Melazines begin living peacefully with the humans.
Don't keep your hopes up. We've barely scratched the surface. There's still a lot.
You blockhead! Don't.
Vautrin brings up a good point. The trust humans have placed in you is. Please be on your guard for the next.
Yes, sir.
Okay, got.
Medal of Peace? Peace isn't going to give us back what's rightfully ours.
Are you sure we should do this? We're no match for Neuvillette, even with all our powers combined. What if...
Nah, not gonna happen. As long as he remains in his position, there are rules even he must comply with in the political sphere. Unless he wants, so quit worrying and just go ahead with it. I've already planned out the murder. Once we lay the blame on the Melazines as the person who brought them to the court of Fontaine...
I guess you're right. Ugh. If he just left things the way they were, it never would have...
Turn the murderer in!
Melazines can't be trusted! That goes for Neuvillette, too!
Peaceful coexistence? What a joke! Get out of the court of Fontaine and don't ever come back!
The results of the investigation are in, Captain Vautrin.
Go on.
There is no direct evidence, but reasonable inference indicates that the ones controlling the situation are supporters of the old regime, whose interests have been undermined by the reform. They tricked Miss Carroll into going to the crime scene and pressed charges against her. After that, they incited panic among the people in order to make Monsieur Neuvillette confess to his mistakes. The guards were stopped by the enraged mob and couldn't intervene in time. Miss Carroll chose to sacrifice herself to pacify the situation.
And she called me a blockhead. A little investigation would have cleared things up. Why didn't she wait until we'd established the truth? She didn't have to prove her...
The situation had rapidly escalated to a physical altercation between infuriated citizens and the guards. Miss Carroll...
That is indeed something she'd do.
Captain Vautrin, should I present these results to Monsieur Neuvillette right away?
There's no need. Notify the guards to restrict public access to all information.
Restrict access to... Wait, are you planning to...
There's something I've never told Carol. I had a little sister. She's just like Carol in every possible way. Innocent, kind, always believing. From the moment I met Carol, I knew that she'd be easily manipulated by others. I kept a cold demeanor.
Looks like she was unfazed.
Yes. In fact, some of her spirit must have rubbed off on me instead. Because I too began working towards that pie. I should have known. Those cowards don't have the guts to confront Neuvillette. Can you understand how I feel? Right now...
I understand, but I'm certain Monsieur Neuvillette...
That's exactly why we need to keep this a secret. Give me the list of suspects. I will take responsibility for everything.
Did you know? They're hearing a major case today, and the criminal is Captain Vautrin of the Special Security. Apparently, he resorted to personal measures to seek revenge for Carol and settled the score.
I'm thinking... we should try our best to bail him out when the...
Bail him out?
Shh, Keep it down! Haven't you realized? Both Vautrin and Carol are Nervilette's most trusted subordinates. After everything that happened, besides, now that the old regime has been uprooted, Nervilette's status is secure as can be. As long as we redirect public opinion,
Vautrin sought vengeance for his friend for a valid cause. This represents the... Please, think about it. If the same thing had happened to you, wouldn't you... Yeah, that's right!
This whole thing started because of those despicable cowards who levied false accusations against Carol. How could...
Monsieur Neuvillette.
Mr. Vautrin is innocent! He's innocent!
Order! I acknowledge your arguments. Vautrin, I understand your decision. Which is why I cannot help but feel personal justice does not equate. Therefore...
What?
That can't be! Monsieur Neuvillette, please give the...
Vautrin.
Neuvillette, what have I done to deserve this? I've closely followed every one of your orders. Can't you see? Is this what justice means to you?
Order. Since there have been no further objections, the Oratrice will now do the... According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique...
Goodbye, Monsieur Neuvillette.
This all happened because of Carol's naive idea.
How can different species peacefully...
Hey, stop spacing! What's wrong? Are you not feeling well?
Apologies, it seems like my memories got the better of me. I tried my best to suppress the power of Hydro within myself, but... it seems due to my negligence. The overflow of emotions and memories must have affected you as well.
Wow. The Hydro... Anyways, the last time we came here, the Traveler only heard voices from the fountain.
It is as you said. This might be because It is not only the fountain. I can sense emotions from all waters in Fontaine. Rivers, lakes...
That sounds odd.
But I rarely ever do anything like this. Emotions carried by water are always chaotic and disconnected. Which ones? It's fine. I prefer not to speak of those memories. That does not mean it was a coincidence, but perhaps it is a good thing. You should now understand why I believe there to be a conspiracy behind all this. These two cases...
Paimon's starting to lose track. Don't leave Paimon out of the conversation. Paimon...
Then let us get back to the point. While I was investigating I did not sense too much hatred towards me within its I don't know what caused this to happen, but... it seems like there won't be a shortcut to... However, I did find some resentment directed towards Kiara. If I remember correctly...
Oh! Didn't we read about that?
You've read about it. In that case, the resentment should have...
Huh? What are you doing here?
Navia! Nice to see you again!
I've heard some things, but rumors are abroad that someone's scheming against Melusines. So I told the Spina di Rosula to keep an eye out for leads. We've had unfamiliar faces show.
Thank you. Where did you hear about?
The Chief Justice out on investigation, accompanied by the Traveler from afar. You talked to Kiara, but didn't ask her to keep things secret. People curious to know asked around for information, then
So that's what Charlotte meant.
Indeed. I did not expect that this could be kept hidden for too long. But the...
You know, it could be because... Anyway, any progress...
The suspects who threatened Kiara might have to do with a certain smuggling case. We are planning to return to the Palais Mormonia to revisit some details.
All right, then I'll round up the Spina di Rosula and follow up. Wait for my word. Ta-ta!
Neuvillette, do you think there'll be any problems now?
I have already considered that possibility, and I do not think that there will be any. As a matter of fact, what is more important is how the case is perceived by the public. 400 years ago, they chose to side with the old regime. I hope the same won't happen again. But...
Strange. What are these people? Did something happen? Let's take a look around.
Have you heard? Someone's plotting against a Melusine. This is 100% the truth. Even the Chief Just...
What? That's it! Who's been threatening Melazine?
Our enemies are lurking in the shadows and won't easily reveal themselves. But no amount of hiding will keep us from finding them.
That's exactly what I wanted to say. The guards have already begun to take action. We can't just stand by and watch. Think about how much we owe them. Now that they're in danger, how can we just sit back and do nothing?
Everyone, please stay alert to your surroundings from now on. If you see any suspicious person...
It feels like you've been following me this whole time.
We were informed that. Nope. We just finished our shifts and happened.
Have you had dinner yet? Why don't we check out the new items at the dessert?
This isn't a good time to be. Come on. Don't act tough. I bet. All right. Let's go buy a.
You should never skip meals. Especially if you haven't.
I heard even Nervulette's keeping an eye on the situation. This is the perfect chance to get promoted.
Seriously? Were you planning to shirk your duties if Nervulette...
Relax, I was just playing. We've worked together for years now. If something happened to them...
That's more like it. We should stand guard until the criminal...
Come and fight me instead, you cowards!
Have you heard? Even the special patrol came to help.
Shh! Look! Is it that Nervulette?
Looks like there's nothing to worry about.
This is truly...
So...
No, I should stay where I am. My appearance could give rise to unnecessary... Let us stick to our plan and return to the Palais Mermonia. The The smuggling case was solved by the joint forces of the guards and the Maréchaussée Phantom. The list of involved suspects should be...
What does it say?
The principal offenders Domenico, Inica, Yuna, and others have been caught. Those with close connections or mutual interests with the offenders but who did not participate in the case. Among them, surveillance of Essin has ceased on account of his good behavior.
So many names.
Yes, there is something suspicious about Essin. It seems like he's closely related to the core members of the smuggling case.
Monsieur Nervalette, someone claiming to be from the Spina Duris, he said, and I quote, we have Huh? How did Navia find them so quickly? We've only...
I too am perplexed. The cafe is...
These newcomers are full of enthusiasm.
Whoa. Check out all these people!
These are the people who have had recent dealings at the Marechaussee Phantom. They're usually hidden in the Fleuve Cendre, but I sent for someone to...
Invite them over.
Exactly. Now, I heard there's great coffee here, and so I...
Yeah, it's our pleasure.
I've wanted to have...
But... Oh, well. What?
Yes, that's me.
You're Essa?
Yes.
Did you write that threatening letter?
I did, but I was just...
Orders from...
Domenico. He was my boss. I couldn't
Domenico? Where is he now?
the fortress of...
Well, I'm afraid even the Spina would have... Looks like you'll have to make the trip yourselves.
You've done more than enough. I'm extremely grateful.
Leave the formalities for later. You should find Dominique. If he really is the one setting up the conspiracy, it'd be best if he...
All right, then. Let's head to the fortress. The Palais Mermonia sure is buzzing with activity today.
Halt! Huh? Oh, it's you two. Excuse me. Would you mind helping me take a look at this report?
I'll be right there. Sorry, I've got my hands full. Everyone's so busy.
Hello. You've come at the right time, but you'll have to wait for... In the meantime, please, have a seat. If you'd like to have some...
That's all right. We just said...
Very well, then.
Let's take a break over there while we wait for him to finish his...
All right. That should wrap things up for...
Are you done with your work?
Yes, sorry to keep you waiting. Today should be the day you were released from the Fortress of Meripede. And it appears that you've managed to complete all the
That's right, and we came here... Do you have any idea what...
Judging from your description, that cannot have occurred in any ordinary waters. A whale of that size and shape cannot usually be found in the waters of Tevat. Therefore, we can only...
Immersed in primordial seawater? But how?
Most people wouldn't be capable of entering in the first place. I'm not completely sure how he could have gotten there myself. Yes? What is it?
Ah, right! We asked the Duke and he said it wasn't from underwater, so we...
It turns out that I have just received a report about this particular matter. The source of the tremor was here on the surface.
The water levels rose? Oh no! What about...
Fortunately, the water levels only rose for a short period of time. If the change in water levels is connected with the leaking primordial seawater, then the situation in Poisson may be much worse.
Navia should be in Poisson, right? We need to go check on her!
I would also like to go there as soon as possible, but I'm afraid I can't leave just yet. We must immediately formulate disaster prevention plan. I'll have to ask you two to go to Poisson first. I'll meet you there to check on the situation once I finish things here.
There's no time to lose! Let's get going!
Please be careful.
left here, right? We need to make sure she's still... We haven't seen a single soul all the way here.
What will I ever do now?
Look, there's some...
Just stay put. We're coming up. Watch your balance.
All right.
I'm not young anymore.
Oh, he looks pretty sad.
My leg! How could this have happened? It hurt!
Just hang in there. Help is on the way. You...
Oh, it's Navia. She's over there. Hey, Navia, are you okay?
You're here.
We heard there was a situation in Poisson, so we came as quick...
Yes. As you can see, the water level suddenly rose.
Demoiselle! There was a wounded resident next to a building southeast of here. We've already transported him to safety, but...
He's wounded?
He fell, so it's probably a broken leg. He's pretty shaken up. When the water level rose, he desperately climbed up to the roof. Once the water...
He jumped down then. Find the leader of Squad 1, and tell him to take the wounded resident to see a doctor. He should know where to...
Understood. I'll take over his search and rescue mission in the...
All right. You'll... I'm sorry.
This situation...
Right. A little earlier, we suddenly heard a loud noise. At first, everyone thought that something might have exploded on an The rushing water seemed a little odd, almost like the unique color of primordial seawater. Some people, everyone on the street who happened to be close to the water, didn't have a chance to escape. Those who realized what was happening started to flee in a panic, desperately trying to get to higher ground. The Spina di Rosula initiated rescue operations as quickly as possible, but there have been... The water that flooded the area contained primordial seawater, so the lower levels of Poisson are still hazardous. To ensure everyone's safety, no one knows if this could happen again. All we can do for now is try our best to help evacuate the residents.
How awful.
It was quite frightening indeed. I hope...
Is there any way we can help, Navia?
Thank you for being so willing to help in a moment of crisis like this. You don't know how much it means to me. I really can't express how grateful I am.
Don't say that, Navia. That's what friends are for.
Demoiselle! We've got a situation here!
Sorry. I need to go for now.
And out she goes. Seems it might be...
Okay, the wounded are being tended to, and we finished a preliminary head count. More, of course, we should remain ready for anything, and continue doing our best. Traveler, Paimon?
Huh? Right now?
Thank you.
You took your time.
Sorry, I bumped into the Traveler and Sharp.
It's been a while, Lynette. We're working as Lenny's temporary assistants in the investigation.
Thank you.
So, what's the situation?
Nope. I've been here a while.
How bizarre. Maybe. Well, we won't get anywhere by standing. Excuse me.
Gemma? You mean Caesar?
I'm just trying to get...
Yeah, she does. Ever since Caesar passed away, she's been coming here. I asked her what she was doing once. She said she knows he's gone and can't hear her from the
And she's been doing this ever since Caesar passed?
I'll bet. I don't know if the mind lives on in the waters after death. If I'm honest, I think this is all so... Anyway, all of that... Well, that's everything I know.
All right, well, thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
Did you hear the news? They're saying the Phantom Weasel...
You're kidding.
I don't know anymore, but what if?
Called it.
Oh, please.
Wait, did I say that? I don't seem to recall.
Hello there. Sorry for disturbing you, but we're actually quite interested.
You've come to the right... He was a I was right up close.
I saw him perform too. Sometimes...
Huh. He does...
But after he died, there were also rumors... As I'm sure you know, the Phantom...
Whatever the case, now that the Weasel is back, see, I bet Gemma must be... No, speak of the devil. That's her over there. If you've got any more questions about Caesar, she...
So that's Gemma. Wait. It looks like she's...
Who's asking? Don't be afraid. We mean... It looks like you're injured. How about...
Thanks for your concern. But you didn't...
My name is Linny, and this is my sister Lynette.
My name's Paimon, and this here's the Traveler.
The Weasel posted a warning letter this morning. If you knew Caesar better than anyone... I promise you can trust us. We won't hurt you.
I never...
Huh. I suspected as much.
No.
Got it.
If you don't have any more questions, please leave. I want to be alone with him.
Judging by the look on her face, there's definitely
She's lying. She definitely knows something.
That's fair. We're just a bunch of... In any case, I doubt we'll...
Not a lot of people here, huh?
Well, given the time of day and the whole situation in Poisson...
Right. That's how things are now.
Navia? Navia, what's wrong?
Sorry. I just... Maloose and Silver... They won't...
Huh? What happened to them?
Everyone agreed on the rescue plan, but they were helping evacuate the residents, but they couldn't leave, and... I've known them for so long. I could at least hold a funeral for my father, and I know where he rests. But as for Maloose and Silver, they're...
Everything looks so clean after it rains. Even the gravestones. I didn't expect that you'd enjoy a glass of red wine.
I can understand. Besides, the scenery here is...
See, it's not just me. I always want to...
How could Master ever... Yet the cemetery is the home of those who have passed.
Buying yourself a plot in advance, are...
No need yet. But when I do, I hope you'll let me be buried beside Master Callus, Demoiselle.
Hey, stop.
I'm quite serious. That way, it'll save us both the trip to see each other whenever you've...
That makes sense. In that case...
After all, besides you, Demoiselle, the two of us could...
Personally?
Why are you bringing this up all of a sudden? Seriously. But I'd really prefer not to talk about this stuff. And what do you mean by saving me a trip? I'd make the... I'd promised to let them rest in peace here. But... I'm sorry for letting you see me in a mess like this.
Paimon doesn't know how to help you feel better.
I had always thought I could make my wishes come true. But Maloose and Silver have helped me I'm so...
You can spend as much time as you need here, Navia.
Thank you. By the way, you can have a look at this.
Obana, Khan, Burnett, so everyone...
It's okay. I know what you're thinking. And the overall outcome indicates that the cost...
Right! Don't think that way, Navia. Malus and Silver were not...
You're right. What you said just now was pretty amazing, actually.
Oh!
Seems you've become more eloquent in the time since we last met.
The knave?
Ah, is everything... Yes, my people are carrying out the mission according to your request. All the residents of Poisson have been evacuated. As for these supplies, we have everything taken care of.
Thank you.
Wait!
We just met recently. Right, Miss Nob?
Usually, I would call this a coincidental encounter. But that doesn't quite fit this time. Thanks to the knave, Spina di Rosula received generous support from the Fatui, which allowed us to complete the rescue and evacuation.
Mutual aid is essential to fostering positive developments. We were already in the area, in any case, so it was... That said, I must say that you're a lot sharper than you let on.
I apologize for all the ways in which I tested you previously. We've never worked with a Fatui before. My subordinates have reported that Fatui soldiers have been observing water levels and taking head counts in various locations. I hear that they've also prepared a large amount of
This is nothing to brag about, nor do I intend to. It is simply the way of powerful organizations to act forcefully, whether they... As I've told this traveler before, I know of the prophecy, and I intend to prevent. Lending your organization a hand was a natural first step in accomplishing that. As such, do not be troubled.
Without your help, there would have been many more casualties.
Furthermore, I sincerely regret what happened to Malus and Silver. I only wish that my people could have arrived a little earlier to...
Don't say that. You and your subordinates did everything you could. As Paimon said, Malus and Silver didn't choose to sacrifice themselves for any specific person. And they weren't the... I've never liked hearing people put it that way. It's like trying to relieve pain by saying some noble-sounding words.
You're right. I'm sorry for your... Water is life to Fontaine's people, and it also spells disaster. It's no wonder that people always say...
So, you're one who will try to change...
Of course. That is why I'm going to Hotel Bouffe de Thé. I still have some things to take care of, and... By the way, Traveler, Paimon, one more thing.
Alright, then we'll just... Huh?
That is a clever and useful conversation technique, which I do like to use when necessary. But there's no need today. Traveler, I'm sure you remember that I said we could work together when we had them. You and I both know that there may be issues with the Primordial Sea. Previously, it was the Fortress of Maripedes. Indeed. Allow me to share the latest intel I've received from the House of the Hearths. During some recent investigations, a child claimed to have discovered some ruins near Poisson. The ruins date back to ancient times, and seem to be worth... Judging by the dating of the ruins, they may be related to the prophecy and the coming crisis. The situation is become... My people initially came to prepare for ruin exploration. Unexpectedly, this disaster struck.
So that's why the Fatui were...
I wanted to take the children along, but unfortunately, Linny, Lynette, and Fremine have all been dispatched. Linny told me that outside of the house, the person they trust most is... Which is why I want to give you this task. The House of the Hearths members see each other as family, but Linny, Lynette, and Fremine said that they also see you as... I'm sure you already understand how earnest they consider their friendship with you to be.
Oh!
The intel I just shared about the ruins could fetch a high price.
Got it! So all we gotta do is go to some ruins, right?
Excuse me, but may I tag along?
You wish to join, Miss Nuff?
But are you sure you're up to exploring some ruins?
Well, I'm sad, yes. There's no point in being depressed. Besides, I'm also...
Since you put it that way, all right. The ruins are to...
Okay, the three of us will handle it.